Hello, my name is Nicole. I have a website called The Seven Candles. I have my master's in industrial organizational psychology. I like to joke and say that sometimes you need a degree to say it or spell it. I have a few books on Amazon. They're called the ʻlaNGɡwij. It's a series. So today I kind of wanted to talk about something interesting that I came across that I was thinking about. That fascinated me that I didn't realize before. When my son was 3 years old, I have a son, he could say the word consequences. And I thought, that was very interesting. I thought, wow, he's super smart. Well, what I didn't realize is, yes, he was smart to be able to say that word, but it was because of his nēdz language. I thought, his nēdz language. Someone may be going, oh, no, he was just smart. He could figure out that word, or he has a language, or whatever. But I realized he has the right nēdz language. And what's interesting is the right nēdz language is about belief. It's about right versus wrong. And consequences is really you have something happens when you do something. It is a consequence of a choice. So to him, it aligned with the belief. That was a black or white, which is very fascinating because for me, if someone were to teach me that word at 3 years old, it wouldn't have resonated because it's not a value word or an important word. But if someone would have taught me the word priority or goals or cost benefit, that would have resonated with me. And I find that very fascinating because for my child at the time, because I didn't teach him that what I said is every choice has a consequence, and that would be good or bad. Consequence wasn't a bad word. It was that you had a result from a choice, good or bad. He was able to grasp that concept at 3. Now, we also know somebody else, and they have a particular name. They were called bossy by a certain age, and that defined them by their personality. And it was around the same age of, my child. And I find that very fascinating that children are drawn to certain things by certain age groups. When I was young, I remember that, like, my sister enjoyed stuffed animals. I wasn't really into stuffed animals, but I loved Barbies. I loved playing with dolls that looked like people. That's very fascinating because an importance person is about the self, about the individual. They're not about the environment. However, I know other people who would not be about playing with dolls that are girls. And we talk about this where, there are girls that are like, I am not wanting to play with a doll. But they told me I had to because I was a girl. And they're control. They're about their environment. And they would never be about playing with a doll. Because a doll is not necessarily about environment. But importance is, because it's about the self. That would be a doll. So I find that interesting. This is why we call this a language model, because it has to do with a language. It has to do with the way you present yourself. Now, I'm not saying all important people are going to want to play with dolls, or all belief people are going to necessarily gravitate towards the word consequence. I'm saying that that is a reason or a possibility of why. Because again, how we perceive these words or how we engage with these words is how we decorate our home. We have foundations. All homes are built with windows and doors and cement and those things. So we have these foundations. Right people, when they have that right component to them, build their home on a right foundation. Important people build their home on an important foundation, and so forth. That is what I'm saying. That is why my child could understand the word consequences at that age, but I wouldn't have been able to, because that would not be my modality of understanding through my language model. And so as I'm grasping this, I now know even more how to communicate. So on that note, because as musicians always like to end on a note, I look forward to talking to you soon. Please come and visit my website. Thank you.